Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about how a man can heal his avoidant attachment. And this is an experience that I have personally been through for those of you that are feeling just hopeless or challenged in this area. So I want to dive into this topic to really support you in knowing that change and a new beginning is possible. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. Let's get started. Number one, there must be a willingness on his end to recognize his patterns, meaning we cannot make another see their part in something. So often there's like different phases that a woman may go through if she's dealing with this dynamic with a man right now. So she may point it out to him, she may get frustrated and, accuse him, or she may just try to explain it to him, come off kind of like a preacher, all of these different ways in which we have the best of intentions, but we have to release that and let him develop the willingness to see the problem on his own and kind of self-initiate, right? He has to self-initiate, meaning he has to see that there is a different way within him. He has to be willing to step out of his comfort zone and say, okay, I'm going to stretch myself a little bit here. And the best way we inspire another to do that is stop telling them what they need to do, or telling them all the things that they should be doing or what we need from them. We give him the space to figure it out so he can step out of his comfort zone and begin to see that there is a different way. And this really is an invitation that's much softer, and it's going to be much more authentic and much more sustainable for him, because you're moving from a dynamic where you have good intentions, but you're coming off like a mother, and he is going to feel like a teenage boy rebelling. It doesn't feel good for someone to say, I know the way, you don't. But for him to really connect to that within himself and be willing to take these next steps to initiate a different process and to form a new way. This is going to be very powerful and much more sustainable. So if you can relate to this, I know it can seem like letting go or giving space is the worst thing you can do, but truly this is the best thing that you can do for someone who is struggling to really show up and integrate a new dynamic or a new level of self-accountability into the exchange. Number two, creating an environment of safety, right? He has to be willing to dip a toe into new waters and expose himself. If he tries to do this and it's met with a conversation that ends up going south again and again, or if it's taken out of context and becomes suddenly a situation where he's taking care of our feelings as opposed to just, really holding space to hear his concerns or where he is right now, well, he's going to go right back running into the avoidant tendencies. And so we have to create an environment where one is open and there is safety to express. And so if we've been in this kind of push-pull dynamic, sometimes when he shows up with something to say, it can feel like such a threat because we are, operating under survival because it's been such a stressful, challenging situation. But the best thing we can do is really just be able to listen, detach, not making it so personal, and just to be able to hold that space so he recognizes that when he comes to you with things, or when he is trying to grow in courage to show up, it's not going to be met with conflict, criticism, or something that just sends him right back into a trigger that puts him in his old patterns. And so it's really about being able to self-regulate and to not make it this big personal thing, and to be able to hold that gentle space for him and to hear what's in his mind and in his heart without trying to fix it. Recognizing kind of the feminine art of timing, that you'll be able to express yourself and say what it is that you're feeling, but you're really being discerning about when the best time and space for that will be. Number three, he will begin to feel your intention. He will begin to feel that you're trying, that you're not going to meet him with negativity or criticism. In my relationship, I know that that was a part of his past, right? Like being able to express himself was met with a lot of criticism or a lot of judgment. So that wasn't a safe or natural space for him. But as I learned to really regulate within myself and not take what was in his mind and what was on his heart so personally, he began to share more with me because I had demonstrated that this was a safe space and that I wasn't going to lash out or make it all about me or suddenly have a situation where he was having to take care of my emotions. This grew his willingness to take another step and another and another. And before you knew it, it became our new normal. So in the beginning, this may feel like it's taking a lot of energy from you because, oh my gosh, it's so hard to sit here and listen, or it's so hard to not, get triggered by this or take it personally. But as you really develop and practice opening up a space for your partner and having compassion for them, recognizing that this often doesn't have much to do with you, but everything that they're dealing with from their past coming up through the intimacy and through the coupling, you'll start to see that you'll begin to integrate a different level of safety and peace within yourself. You'll start to move from a very dysregulated state into a very parasympathetic response where you can just kind of be in that space of ease and not take it all so personally and invite them to feel safer and safer and more at home in your presence through you just also recognizing the dynamic without getting pulled into your stuff. This is one of the most beautiful things that we can do in love, dating, and partnership. And it's deeply, deeply nuanced and discerning depending upon what your dynamic is. And so I have a really beautiful program on this called Breaking Through Your Attachment Patterns. It is on my website, jenmichellecoaching.com. This is about an hour-long program with a video and lots of different journal prompts and tools to support you in better understanding the dynamics of an avoidant man or an avoidant partner and how to really, really begin to inspire another person to move towards their own healing and move towards creating a secure attachment and a secure dynamic within the relationship. Much love, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.